we didn't come here to talk about football. We came here to talk telly. Now, this is Talking Telly, episode 10. That's right, the big 1-0, the 10th episode of our podcast. And joining me, as per usual, is Muju, or Owen, is the name. And me, the host, co-host, whatever you might say, is Mihal, also known as Moose Mensch. So, hello everybody, and let's get started. We can do a bit of brief news, and brief movie news, like Tour 4, which is coming out today, I think.
Yeah, Tour 4 came out today. I haven't gotten to see it yet, but you know.
We can see it like maybe next week, or in a weekend.
Yep.
Have that as the next podcast episode.
Get the people excited, get them going. I personally can't wait for it. I think just the trailers and everything about it, like Christian Bale as Gore as well. Like I followed along with the comics for the God Butcher arc, and I think it's gonna be deadly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What are your predictions for this?
For Tour movie.
Yep.
I think it's gonna. I haven't like. I think it's gonna be really good. I no reason to think why it would be bad. I would hope that it's a two-parter. Like it's not just one part, then the other. As in, with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I hope it's a two-parter with it, because I think Gordon got Butcher. So unless they make him like die really coolly, I don't want him to lose in an easy, shitty way. You know what I mean? And I hope that's my main prediction. That's going to be like a two-parter. Now the Guardians 3 is the second part of Tour 4. Wait, I may be completely wrong. It's a bit of a tin pot too, but I just hope that they do him justice. That's my main thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm worried.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm worried that they're gonna do him wrong. I don't think MCU has never done anyone wrong so far.
Well, let me quickly Google worst MCU villains.
Look, I don't think they did any, like, if we're discrediting the Hulk movie, and you know,
Ronan wasn't. Well, he was good, but he wasn't great.
Who did you say?
Ronan from Guardians 1. Ronan the Accuser.
No, I thought Ronan was good.
He was cool, yeah. What
I
about?
thought he was cool.
What about? Well, Malekith was pretty fucking shit.
I remember. Now, this is going years back. I remember I used to defend Thor: The Dark World.
I defend Thor: The Dark World. I still do, but Malekith isn't what I defend. I don't defend Malekith and his shit. I defend.
Viewers, this man used to go like hands-on bare knuckle fight to protect Thor: The Dark World from being slammed by me and the others. I used to slam this movie. I hated Thor.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first two Thor movies. Thor is my favorite MCU character, and I really enjoy the Thor trilogy, especially 1 and 2.
I hated Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World was so bad. It was so bad.
It had
Malekith was so goofy.
Malekith is not a good villain, but it has a lot of other cool stuff going for it. The whole Loki Thor relationship, so good. You know.
Man, that's all well and good if that movie was good. Come on.
It was a good entertainment.
It was a goofy ass show. It was a goofy ass movie.
It was good. It was passable. I liked it at the time.
Well, it wasn't even passable.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it in a long time. But yeah.
I recommend you don't. I recommend you just keep hold of whatever ideals you have of it.
I recommend you give it a good check out. I think people will like it a bit potentially. Here we go. Whiplash, terrible villain.
I thought Whiplash was pretty cool.
He was terrible. He was like, I have a little bird and I whip my things. He was so
I whip and I nay and I blow this house down.
He was so shit. I hated him. I hate Iron Man 2. I actually hate Iron Man 2.
Damn, bit controversial, don't you think?
I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's the worst MCU movie. I'm gonna say it right now.
You think Iron Man's the worst MCU?
Iron Man 2.
Oh, Iron Man 2. I think Iron Man 2 was pretty good.
I didn't like anything about it.
I think Iron Man, like, pretty good. It's not great. Like, it's a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10.
What's the word? Alright, very, very quickly, because the news segment has been hijacked by this. Worst MCU movie, go.
You already know my answer.
No, wait,
You already know my answer. Why are you asking me?
Wait. Don't even think about saying what I think you're gonna say.
Ladies and gents, you already know what I'm about to say.
You better know.
You already know what I'm about to say right now.
No.
I am about to say Thor the Dark World.
Definitely no.
Dog ass movie.
Definitely no. Joke.
Dog ass movie.
A joke.
Get it out of here.
Fine then, second worst movie.
Second worst movie. Tough to say. Honestly, tough to. Black Widow. There you
Oh,
go.
I haven't seen Black Widow. Black Widow might be the worst movie.
Black Widow was so dog. It was so bad. It was so bad. I think I've trashed that movie more times on this show than I can count. But it was just the worst MCU. Like, if Thor: The Dark World didn't exist, in a perfect world where it didn't exist, Black Widow would be the worst movie.
I actually don't know what's number 2. I kind of like every other movie. I haven't seen Black Widow, so.
Yeah, you can't really trash it.
Honestly, I wouldn't say Spider-Man 1, obviously, but I didn't think that movie was as good as people said it.
I thought it was a great, refreshing movie.
Not last time. Last time you said it was a S plus tier in your tier list of things. It was up there at the top.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice, refreshing MCU movie. It was a breath of fresh air for the Spider-Man franchise.
I think it is a breath of fresh air for the Spider-Man franchise, but I just don't think it's. But it made like a lot in the box office. Guess how much it made in the box office?
Oh, I bet it made like closer to $1 billion than 500 million.
Wait, this is. Yeah.
What did it get?
800 million.
Yeah, there you go.
I
was expecting between that mark. Like,
I thought I read something. That it was very, very high. I don't know what. I don't know what the hell. Oh, sorry. That was Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, guess how much No Way Home made? I mean, that was 3.
No Way Home probably made like $1 billion.
No Way Home. No Way Home is 2. Yeah. 1.9 billion.
Yep, makes sense.
1.9 billion.
Makes sense.
6.
Remember how we were going crazy over Morbius?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we've come a long way. We've come a lot of money away from that.
Yeah, don't even. Alright. Now, alright. So we've talked about the news. We've talked about MCU. Now, what we really should talk about is what we have on screen here. Obviously, last time, I don't want to say this. Apparently, Roman's favorite MCU movie was Iron Man 2, that's just cringe. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Roman. Cringe.
Apparently, it was
cringe.
Apparently, it was the second movie he ever saw in the cinema.
Really?
So,
can we get a fact check on this, please?
Can we get what was the very first movie you saw in the cinema then?
Kind of comes out and says Avatar.
Says fucking. I'm thinking of something. Narnia 2. Not Narnia 1, Narnia 2.
Bit far-fetched, isn't it?
You know what's funny? Because Narnia 2, the movie, is like the 4th Narnia book. Narnia 2, the movie, is Prince Caspian. I saw that in the cinemas. But it's like the 3rd or 4th book. It's not the 2nd Narnia book. And also Peter Dinklage is in Narnia 2, which is Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty cool. I don't even think I've watched Narnia.
I never got Narnia.
No. Never got the hype around Narnia. Like
I watched it.
The first movie was weird. Like it feels like when I try to remember it feels like a fever dream.
It is a fever dream. Wait, Roman said the Pirates of the Caribbean, the one with the tentacle beard. So there's two. There's At World's End, which is the third one, with Davy Jones, and 2 also has Davy Jones, but he's less. He's a bit less important. There's 2 of them, Roman. The third one, Captain Jack Sparrow fights him and he dies. Well, in the second one, they're like trying to get his heart. Or is that the third? They're trying to fight him in the second one, but he's in both, right? Davy Jones is in both, right?
I haven't scratched up my Pirates of the Caribbean lore in a
I'm
while.
fairly sure he's in both. Yeah, first appearance, Dead Man's Chest. Yeah, he's in both.
What was this Pirates of the Caribbean?
Dead Man's Chest. That's the second one.
No, why did we get onto the topic?
Because that's the... Roman's first movie is Pirates of the Caribbean, and the one with the guy with the tentacle beard, which is Davy Jones. And he's saying,
right.
all he can remember is that a guy with a tentacle beard was in it, so it's Davy Jones. Now, he's in 2 and 3, so either 2 or 3 is your first movie. And they were fighting on the ship. Oh, wait, no, that's 3. Fighting on the ship under the rain, that's 3. That's the last battle of 3. Yeah. That's a good movie. It's probably weird that you just saw it, unless you've seen 1 and 2.
This is the third movie we're talking about.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best Pirates of the Caribbean movies, in my opinion. And it capped off the trilogy.
I feel like there's only like 3 good Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and that's 1, 2, 3.
I thought the fourth one wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but I saw it in cinemas when I was like 12, and I wasn't a big fan of it. And like
Fourth wasn't bad, and bear in mind I had Effie.
No, that's 5.
Oh, that was 5, yeah.
4 is
Never mind.
that's not 4. That's not 4. 4 is the
Dear
one.
God, you've been living a lie. This whole time when I'm talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, I go, at least I had Effie in it. Shit, now what did 4 have?
4 had Penelope Cruz. It was the one with the guy, what's his name? Blackbeard. It's the one with Blackbeard.
Convince me?
Yeah.
That Penelope Cruz is better than Effie.
No, I'm just saying that she's in 4.
You better not be trying to convince me that.
No, I would never.
She's better than Effie.
I would never say such heresy. God no. But
I've heard of people dying for their crimes. Yeah, speaking of fighting words like that.
I would say Penelope Cruz in Pirates 4 looks better than Effie in Pirates 5.
You want your shit in a doggy bag or something?
Here, I'm gonna send you something on Discord. Yeah, just look at that first.
Folks, we haven't come here to talk about the Umbrella Academy and the boys.
We come here to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean. We came here to talk about Pirates.
Skins. Look at the goofy wig she's wearing. Look at how she's caked up with makeup.
It's a cake.
She's caked up.
Look, I haven't seen Pirates. I haven't
like
seen
she
Pirates.
Came out of Manning's bakery.
I haven't seen
in the
Pirates.
Square She is caked up in makeup.
I haven't seen Pirates 5.
No, pull up a photo from Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Pull up a photo of Effie from Skins from Pirates of the Caribbean 5, please.
Oh,
please and thanks. No makeup present.
I don't know. I don't know which one. None of these photos are. I do it. Look, the stream is probably very confused as I'm not putting the photos on stream. So, and none of these photos have like it's just her. I don't know. I'm just sending this one in.
Come on. Come on.
I do think Effie looks better in general, but I don't know, Pirates 5 Effie kind of looks washed out.
Washed out? How could you speak such crimes?
Now, if we start talking Maze Runner,
Oh no, come on. Like, that's not even a fair contest.
Like there's no,
like, come on.
like
Give Penelope a chance.
there's no comparison.
Yeah, let's just say we wouldn't be here right now.
Alright. Now back to
We're back in black, gentlemen. Come on. Let's get back to the...
So, Umbrella Academy. I don't know if we mentioned it before in the podcast. Maybe we have in like the first episode. But it is arguably tied with The Boys. Well, actually, tied with The Boys as the best superhero show ever. And we talked about Moon Knight. We've talked about a lot of superhero shows. And we love them. But these two are up there. They are higher than the rest. They are the best of... Not the best of the rest. They're better than the rest. Now, Umbrella Academy has a really interesting premise where it's in like the 90s, out of nowhere, roughly 40 or 60 women have become pregnant spontaneously in the world, and then they immediately give birth. These women, the children that these women have given birth to, have superpowers, and a man called, I don't remember his name, but Mr. Hargreaves, and comes along and he looks to buy the kids to form a superhero team that he calls the Umbrella Academy. And over time, the show doesn't take place then. It takes place 20, 25, 30 years after. It begins right with the death of Mr. Hargreaves. And it brings the family together to one room for the first time in a long time, in many years. And this is where the whole show begins. And the premise of the show is that they need to stop the apocalypse. The world is going to end in a week most of the time. And they don't know why, but they know they need to stop it because no one else can. No one else really has their powers. And they are a unified team. And they have little clues that suggest how they can stop the apocalypse, while also dealing with their problems that they have as a dysfunctional family who also happen to have superpowers. And it's a very actually goofy show in many ways. It's very serious, but it's also very goofy. There's like dance fight scenes. There's scenes where people just imagine things in their heads and it doesn't actually happen. And the music is very present in the show and it works very well. But probably for me, my favorite part of it is the uniqueness. The uniqueness of the powers and the way they handle these powers. And yeah, so very quickly, Owen, could you describe the the six members of the Umbrella Academy?
Well, if we're going from, are we going from favorite characters here, or are we going
First, just describe.
Okay.
Actually, so by numbers. So number one. Luther's
let me just. Number one is Luther. Yeah,
Luther's number one.
Luther's number two.
No, one.
I was
Mr. Hargreaves.
Yeah, so it's number one is Luther. And Luther.
Wait, I'll just quickly say that. That they're ordered from 1 to 6 or 7. There's 7 of them.
Yeah, I was thinking
1 to 7 in order of power.
I didn't know if you were counting Ben. So
1 being the strongest, 7 being the weakest. But as time goes by, you can suspect that in fact 1 is the weakest and 7 is the strongest. But do with that what you will. Anyway, go on.
So, I think I'll give the brief rundown of names, and then I'll do quick overview of powers for each character.
Number one.
So number one, you have Luther. Number two, you have Diego.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give the number one.
No, I'm gonna do names first and then first. Number two is Diego.
Yep.
Number three is Allison.
Yeah.
Number four is Klaus.
Yeah.
Number 5 is just 5.
Mm-hmm.
No other name, just 5. Number 6 is Ben. And number 7 is Vanya.
Mm-hmm.
So, Luther number 1, he has just the powers of thick skin and super strength. I think that's just the best way to describe him. If we're going by base overview, I'm not looking at what progresses in the show.
Yeah.
Just thick skin and super strength.
Well, he's also fairly big in the show. Fairly big boy.
Oh, he's a big guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to look at that as well. But like, if we're going by the kids here,
Yeah.
like the kids, like he was tall, but he wasn't like a
Oh
huge
yeah, I guess.
guy
Yeah.
like he is now when we first.
Yeah, as an adult. Yeah.
As an adult, will we go into spoiler territory with this? Or?
In a sec, let's just introduce them all first.
Okay. So, a second you have Diego, and Diego is sort of, you could consider him the stealthy assassin of the group. A bad name for him once we get into the later characters,
Yeah.
but you know, he has the ability to control where he throws his knives. That's how we first see him.
Yeah.
Of course, we go more detailed later on, but you know, the best way to describe it is that he's able to control and manipulate the trajectory of certain objects he throws.
Yeah.
Number 3, you have Allison, and Allison is the icon of the group. Like, she is like the popular one, the most famous one. Just the icon of the group. And she has the ability to manipulate people's behavior through the sound of her voice and what she says to other people. And she does that by saying, I heard a rumor. And she could say, I heard a rumor that you jumped off a cliff. And you would feel compelled to jump off a cliff because she said it. So yet again, we're going into OP powers here. Like, she could be, like, that is a major threat. And the most important thing is, people don't realize they're under her spell until it's too late. So, you know, they could be under her spell, they could be committing the act, and they won't know unless they know of her powers. And even still, they won't be able to snap out of it until it's done. So yet again, overpowered. Then you have Klaus, and Klaus is able to speak to the dead. That's how we are first introduced to him. He's able to speak and interact with dead people. And that leaves him with a lot of trauma and a lot of, you know, because he just witnesses dead people, which no one else can see.
Yeah.
Except for him. Like apparitions almost.
And the fact that he can't see them when he's high or drunk, which is what he normally is.
Because bear in mind, the amount of deaths per day and the amount of people he's going to be seeing and can only interact with him and are basically pestering him would also be like, I don't know, a big side to why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
And then you have Five, and Five's abilities are a bit tricky to explain if we don't go into spoilers for the show.
Let's just quickly say that he can jump through time. Yeah, jump through time.
Yeah, like Five to put it like in normal terms, he can manipulate space time.
Yeah.
So he's able. He can TP around the place, whether that's to like one distance of the room, or that's through time. He can teleport, but he can only teleport to certain places which he has already been before, or will go to in the future. So yeah, really weird.
Was it? I appreciate that. I appreciate he's teleport wherever.
No. It's places which he will be in the future, and that's where he gets.
I'm pretty sure that's not it. I'm pretty sure you can teleport wherever. I'm like 100% sure you can teleport wherever. Because how would he he can teleport wherever. That's it. He can jump to the future, he can jump to the past, but he can teleport wherever. It's not fixed.
Are you certain?
Yeah, I'm not only have I googled it and it's right, but yeah, that's what it is. Because how can he fight people if he can only go? Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah, I
you can go
get
anywhere. You can go anywhere in the future because it's not set.
Yeah, but no,
That's
not,
why he's
that,
able
that,
to
that's
TP anywhere.
no. He can rewind it, but he doesn't. Like when he fights, he doesn't teleport. Like he could theoretically, he could jump into the future before the fight happens, but he doesn't. He teleports in real time with the fight.
I thought his powers worked on the basis of, let's just say, you're in a room and you're fighting someone.
Yeah.
Well, what would I say? Like, future laws could state that you could teleport into the far corner of the room, or like you could be in the far corner of the room in the certain future, and that's why he's able to teleport around the room, because he could be in that position in the future. Because he doesn't I don't think he has the ability to just teleport. I think he has the ability to manipulate.
His ability is to he can jump through space and time. Think about it. Think of, you know, the way Nightcrawler teleports, where he opens a portal and he goes into a different dimension. Think of it as Five, like, rips a hole in space and time and jumps to that place.
Is that how he?
That is how he does it. Yeah. Like he teleports, like, but like the way he does it, you can see it. He kind of like drags himself through a portal. Like think of episode 1 where he's coming back, and he's coming through like a huge portal, and he's trying to force himself through.
Yeah.
And the way he fights, it's like he's pushing himself forward, like he's trying to squeeze through. Anyway,
that is OP then.
Yeah. Anyway, Fives can teleport through space and time. Then,
okay, so we have number 6,
yep.
Who, when we first meet him in the show, he is dead.
Yeah.
And that is Ben. And Ben has the ability to control. I don't want to get this wrong. He has the ability to control one monster, or can he control?
I think it's uncertain how many monsters he has inside of him, but he has some. I think he has some. The way this may be wrong, but the way I like to see it, I'm pretty sure his body is like a vessel that has like a different dimension inside. So the way Nightcrawler goes through dimensions, Ben, he can like open up a portal to the dimension through his chest, which causes the monsters to come out. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And these monsters
that would make sense, though. That would make sense.
These monsters are basically huge tentacle, like Cthulhu monsters that just kill everything. So, yeah.
I think it is something along the lines of Cthulhu based.
Yeah.
I mean, yet again,
yeah.
It does make a lot of sense.
And then, yeah.
Right, who's last? We have Vanya last.
Yeah, number
Vanya
7.
last. And Vanya's powers aren't described as, like, yet again.
Mm-hmm.
Yet again, it's... Vanya is considered at the starting of the show as the bad egg of the group.
Yeah.
She is like the one whose powers just never really formed. Yeah. They're just late in the buildies. Nothing spectacular about her. As we come to learn the show, not as all as it seems.
Yeah.
And as what Michal said there, it was based on power rankings at the starting. Not so much when you go into the later end of the show,
In the power ranking flips. And you get to see that Luther, being the big, strong leader, is actually... His strength is just... It's laughable in comparison to everyone else's powers.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about why we think it's so good. Let's just give a brief rundown of season 1 and 2, why we think it's good. So I'm just gonna quickly say, I talked about the uniqueness and the powers, but what I love about in season 1 was the whole mystery. All of season 1 is a mystery of how the world is gonna end. They have no idea. They literally have no idea. The whole premise is Five has come back from the future because he has disappeared. Basically, Five at one point has teleported away when they were younger, and he never came back because he couldn't. He didn't know how to come back. Then it's actually revealed later on that he comes back. Yeah, he comes back to try and inform his boys, to his homies. What he tries to come back. Well, he comes back in time to help his friends or his family save the world. But what's cool about Fives is that I call him Fives because of the Clone Wars. You know the way you have Fives. So I call him Fives, but he's an adult. He's like a 7-year-old in the body of a child, because the way he teleported. I don't remember the exact explanation, but basically, I don't remember why, but he turns into a child when he teleports backwards. Well, he did at that point anyway. And I love the mystery, and it's very, like, I love how the whole group is trying, like, Fives is trying to get the group to, like, help him save the world, but they don't want to. They don't believe him. They don't really care. They have their own problems, and they're just going about their way. While Fives is, he's also been hunted at the same time by a mystery, a mystery organization,
yeah,
which tracks him through space and time. And I just love everything to do with. I love the mystery, but then in the last 4 episodes, the mystery gets ramped up a lot, because basically he has a guy's eyeball. He has the eyeball of a guy who he believes destroys the world, or causes it at least. Because when he goes to the future and he sees that the world is destroyed, he sees Luther's hand grasping the eyeball. So he thinks, alright, this must be the guy we have to kill to save the future. And it's revealed that this guy, the whole reveal, I think, is fascinating, and it's tied in with Vanya in season 1, where Vanya is shown to not have any powers, but then progressively, you know, she's not really hanging out with any in the group. As Owen said, she's the outlier, the outcast. She meets this guy who helps her train a violin and be better and better, and he's pushing her. He's kind of telling her to not talk to her siblings, that they're not good. He's manipulating her, and over time, Vanya develops powers. She redevelops her powers, and I won't go super into detail, but everything that happens with him and Vanya, I thought was absolutely phenomenal. The whole reveal that it's him that has caused the apocalypse, his eye, and
I thought that was great. Yeah, it was a great twist.
It's like, because he's such a nice character, but then it's so intimidating when you see him just completely flip, and he has his, like, diary. Oh, he steals Reginald's diary about all of the the Umbrella Academy, and he's like, oh, I have it all in my hands. I think for me, Umbrella Academy, I love the overall mystery in season 1, which I think is the better season. And season 2, I love the vibe. I think the vibe is great in Umbrella Academy. Everyone's just chilling, having a good time. Every character is unique and different from each other, but not, like, super different to not believe that they're family. And yeah, that's personally what I think is so good about the show, and the writing, and it's just hilarious as well. What about you?
It is one of the funniest shows, like one of the funniest superhero shows going. Like, no shot of it though. It is a funny show.
So what do you think is so great about it?
Honestly, the relationships between each other, like, between the characters, like, they are family. But yet again, they're, like, the furthest thing away from it. At the same time, I think that's great. It's like, it's not like every family is perfect. It's not like you can form, like, a Justice League and they all just magically get along and they're all best friends.
Yeah.
And they all want to be there. They all know why they're there. They all know Hargreaves, you know, their dad isn't a good guy. They all knew, like, they were just thrown together at birth and told to conform, and they don't like that either, but yet still they're a family. You have that human aspect of it as well with all their relationships. You know, they're not all sunshine and rainbows, you know. You have Vanya. You have her relationships where her family, she feels like the ostracized one, the ugly duckling. You have Luther, who was excluded to the moon. You have Diego, who never really fit in either. You have Five, who was lost. Ben, who was killed. Like, it's all real. The whole real aspect of it is, like, it's entertaining. It's not like a, we save the day situation. It's a, we save the day, but at what cost?
Well, actually, the final twist. The show has a lot of, like, throughout this whole mystery, there's a lot of twists. Like, the final twist really got me that, in the end, they don't save the world. That they fail to save the world. And they have to go back in time because they failed. They need to do something. They need to fix it again. But they don't go back in time correctly. And that's where season 2 picks up. The whole show is almost like, it's almost like a crazy adventure. That they're just trying to fix their first problem, but they're causing another problem by fixing the problem, so it's just like cascading, And it's just like, oh shit, like, we need to fix this, but then we need to fix this, and it's just, I think it's great. So yeah, so now that we've just gave a brief rundown of it, who would you say your favourite? Actually, let's rank the family, the Hargreaves family.
Well, it's kind of difficult to put Ben in it.
Yeah. Well, in season 2, he's a lot more prevalent.
Oh, he's a lot more prevalent, and I do think he's like a good character.
Yeah.
Especially like his relationship with Klaus as well, because he can't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, until we don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Only thing you have to worry about is he's gonna have to be last on the list.
Yeah. Fair enough. I agree.
After that, like it's difficult because they're all good characters.
So who's your number 6?
Are we going by power scale?
No, I'm just like number 6 as in like your 6th favorite.
Oh, my 6th. It's probably gonna have to be Allison.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah.
Probably gonna have to be Allison. Because, her powers are OP, and that's why I said by power scaling. But, it's going to have to be her.
Yeah.
She doesn't really do much. And then it's just like...
Yeah, I think what she does is great, but she doesn't, like, her relationship with Lute is great. Her relationship with, like, what happens with her and Vanya at the end of season 1 is, to me, that was, like, mind-blowing. Do you remember the whole?
Yeah, I remember.
But in season 2, I'd say Allison is a bit. She has a good plot. Don't get me wrong, but it's a bit like it's good, but not nearly as good as anyone else's. I think she's a good character. Just every other character is just better because it's just a really good show.
That's the problem. Like characters face in the show. It's. Of course, there's good characters, but they're all good characters. There is just better ones. Like a character I'm going to mention right now, Luther.
Luther's your number 5.
Luther is number 4. Luther, don't get me wrong, is a great character.
Yeah.
I really did like him in season. I really liked him in season 1.
Yeah.
But he's just number 5.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come ironic later on.
Yeah.
Where number 5, number 1 being number 5.
Yeah. Alright, so number 4.
Number 4, gonna have to be Vanya.
Vanya, alright. Yeah.
Gonna have to be Vanya. Like the top 3 are the top 3. Come on.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to put out Diego, Klaus.
I disagree with going.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Klaus. Mm-hmm. Controversial. I know. But Klaus is an S character compared to S plus.
Yeah, I think if you watch season 1, I'd say Klaus is better. But if you watch season 2, Diego is
Oh,
it's a
season 2 Diego
masterpiece.
is,
Season 2
yeah.
Diego is an actual masterpiece.
That is why he is my number 2.
Yeah.
That is why Diego is my number 2, and 5 is my number 1.
Yeah, 5 is so good.
5 is like the actor who plays him as well.
Oh my god.
The actor who
Unbelievably
plays him as well.
talented.
I don't know how Netflix pulled off a masterclass getting this fella.
Yeah.
He came from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
He came from live action Nickelodeon shows.
The fella is like he's 18 and he would have been like 16. Wait, Umbrella Academy 2019. Yeah, he would have been like 16, playing a character who is mentally like 70, and who goes on long monologues and has just like acts like such an older person. It's crazy.
But like he is perfect.
Oh.
He is a perfect character.
Yeah.
Insanely good. Power scaling is perfect as well. Like he's not so overpowered, but he's overpowered if you get me.
Yeah.
And it's not like a character who relies on their powers as well. Like he is completely, power and brain.
Mhm.
It's like Batman if he had powers. It's perfect to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Best character I can relate him to would be like in terms of intellect and powers would be the Flash.
He kind of looks like, honestly, if you look at images, he kind of looks like maybe he'll play Batman in the future. I don't know. He kind of looks like.
He does look like a Batman. He does.
Like
I'll give him that.
I can see
I could see him playing Damian Wayne.
Oh my god, he'd be such a good Damian Wayne. He looks just like Damian Wayne.
No, he looks like Damian without the spiky hair, but I think that would be even better.
He could put the hair up though. His hair can go up.
I can definitely see him playing Damian.
For viewers who don't know, Damian Wayne is Batman's son, who has been trained by the Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, and he's Batman eventually takes care of him, but he is basically at the start just a murdering vigilante psychopath. Well, not a psychopath, but a murdering 15-year-old, 16-year-old, who is a huge sword, and he's very cool, Robin. Arguably,
think of him along the lines of 5, but in DC Comics. It's you literally can't make it up. Like 5 in DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has the intellect, he has the powers. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He doesn't have powers, but he practically does.
God, he looks so much like Damian Wayne. I can't unsee it. He looks just like Damian Wayne.
I can't believe I sign me up to be a scout.
But I feel like in 10 years he could be Nightwing as well, with the short hair, like with the band.
I could see Nightwing as well. I could see Tim Drake more than I can see Dick Grayson though. I could see Red Hood. Like if you put on a bit of like
Red
Robert
Hood,
Pattinson muscle, I could see.
Red Hood's pretty big. I think Red Hood, we could have someone different play Red Hood, I think.
Or if we're going all around the Robin spectrum here, you could see him as Red Robin too.
I could, but I think the other Robins. I think he's better as the other Robins. I think Damian Wayne or Nightwing.
I'm gonna let you describe what could potentially be coming up in season 3. While I quickly run to the bathroom.
Alright. So, Wally's gonna go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna talk about season 2 a bit and season 3. So, season 2, it almost like focuses the characters a bit. So season 1, there's a lot of emphasis on Vanya and her story towards the end. There's a lot of emphasis on Luther, especially with his going to the moon story, which in my opinion is very sad. The fact that he was sent to the moon on this special operation by his father to protect the earth and research, when in fact his father basically just sent him up there to do nothing. Because what happened to him is he's on an outing when they were out saving the world. Because as a younger team, the Umbrella Academy, they were a superhero team, and they broke up later on, and now they rebanded. And he got injured on the fight, and he was injured. He needed to be healed. And so Pogo, who is the ape butler, kind of like Alfred, for the family, he gave his blood to him. But Pogo's not a normal ape. He can talk, and he's He's almost like a super ape. And Luther, like if you look at the picture, he looks humongous, and that's because he has an ape body. He literally has monkey. He's literally Gorilla Man if you think about it. And the whole story with Luther in season 1, I think, was great. So season 2 picks up in, I'm pretty sure it's the 70s or the 80s, and it's with Kennedy, and it deals with the fact that they have an idea that if Kennedy dies, somehow the apocalypse is triggered with Kennedy, because the apocalypse involves Russia nuking America, and then America nuking them back, and then everyone dying. So that's the mystery in this season, but they don't really know how it's going to happen. And so, like, different characters approach it in different ways. Fives has a great season 1, but in season 2 is even better, because this organization, what's the organization called? I'm just gonna call it the Time Organization. The Time Organization is very, very important in season 2. In season 1, he is just briefly mentioned. He works with it a bit, but in season 2, he is fully involved with the Time Organization. He even goes back to work for them because he used to work. It's revealed that season 2 is phenomenal. And basically, Fives and Diego, and I'd say Fives, Diego, and Klaus have a great season 2, and it allows Luther, Vanya, and Allison to kind of take a bit of a backdrop, because season 1 was so important and so revolving around them. And even though even though they all have great stories, Diego, the story that we mentioned, was spectacular. It begins with him being in a mental asylum, and he's hanging out with this girl and thinking, oh, why are they doing this? Why is he in a mental asylum? But basically, Diego has convinced himself that he needs to save John F. Kennedy, president, because that's how he needs to save the world. And he has this superhero complex in him. Like, he has failed. He feels like he's inadequate, like he's a failure. He is number 2, he is not number 1, he is not the best. He failed to save the world the first time, and he had to run. So now he needs to do it the second time. It doesn't matter if he can, or if it's the right thing, he needs to save it. He needs to save John F. Kennedy. And so he went around America saying John F. Kennedy's gonna get shot, and he was just spouting all this nonsense and all this terminology from the future that they didn't understand in the 70s. So he was put in prison, and I just love his mindset. In fact, he's so broken inside that he just needs a way to fix it, and it's by saving John F. Kennedy, which isn't the solution. Eventually he grows as a character, and his powers grow as well, that he can control anything that he feels. Fives, as I mentioned, goes back to work for the Time Organization, and he executes like a hit on the leaders. The old leader, I don't remember her name, the handler, she was the old leader, she was ousted, and the new leader is literally a man it's a fish tank in a suit. And think about that. It's a fish tank on top of a human body, and it's a fish, and it has a little speaker in front, and which is hilarious. And he smokes a cigarette through a little filter, and the fish like eats the air bubbles. And basically, Fives kills fish guy. Sadly, I think he eats the fish as well, and every other director and board member, in order for the handler to become the leader, because she offered them, I'm pretty sure, she gave them a briefcase to go back to the future to try and save it, because Fives can teleport them all correctly. He tried to teleport them all the first time, but they all landed in different time periods, which is why they weren't there at the same time. So they use time traveling briefcases, and that's a major part of the story. However, the briefcase is encoded for like 24 hours, and they fail to find the entire Umbrella Academy family to go to the future. So he has to dispose of it, and then they need to find another way to go to the future while also trying to save this timeline.
Right, I've returned, and I can tell you that the name of the organisation isn't the Time Organisation.
Yeah.
Close.
I don't know.
The Temps Commission.
The what commission?
The Temps.
Commission. Yeah, I completely forgot what it's called. Temps Commission.
Temps, because I remember them saying it a lot on the show.
It's
Five saying he worked for the Temps and this and that.
The commission's so good. It's fantastic.
Oh, it is great. It is great. Everything they do with Five in the show, all his like side plots are amazing. I heard you talking about the massacre.
Yeah.
He did on the Thames Commission.
Yeah.
Where he literally killed everyone and swallowed. Oh my god. That was brutal.
Oh, I didn't think I forgot to mention, but Fives, he worked as before that, he worked as an assassin for the commission to kill anyone who tried to mess with time or kill anyone they deemed fit. And he is the one that killed John F. Kennedy. And then they need to try and stop him. And season 2, I don't remember exactly, but I just remember it being hilarious because Luther is the only one that goes with him. Because Luther finds his way and he's like, alright Fives, I'm gonna help you. And Luther and Fives go to stop him, and they meet Fives as an older man. But of course, Fives as an older man is younger than Fives currently. But Fives currently looks like a young
like
Fives.
A 15, like a 15-year-old.
And that whole scene where Fives meets Fives and Luther's there, and they're just talking about it and fighting is hilarious. Sir Reginald Hargreaves, that's the father's name. And that's basically. I'm gonna mention my favorite characters, and then we can move on to The Boys season 3.
Of course.
So, I would agree and put Alison as number 6, with Ben being at number 7. I think Alison's got a great story. It's just the others have even better stories. So number 5 is a very tough one for me. I really don't want to do this, but based on, I might have to say Klaus. I am putting Klaus number 5.
Klaus number 5.
And it pains me because season 1 Klaus, I would have put him as 2 or 3. And season 2 Klaus was great as well. He formed his own cult, and it was hilarious.
I thought that was hilarious though.
I think it was great. It's just season 2, Klaus doesn't live up to his potential. He doesn't. At the start of season 2, they show a little fight between the Umbrella Academy and the Russian forces before they all get nuked, and it shows them all at not their peak of their power, but they've clearly gotten stronger. And then everyone dies, and Fives goes back in time to fix it. And then slowly every character is getting their power stronger, and Klaus gets stronger, yes, but not nearly as strong as he looked. And it kind of annoyed me because in the comics, let's just say, Klaus, he's a lot stronger in the comics. He's different. In the comics he can levitate, he can fly or levitate whenever he wants. And he does that by not wearing shoes or socks because that stops his powers. But in the comics he's extremely strong. They're all extremely strong, and even stronger in the comics. And naturally they're progressing there. And it just kind of annoyed me that Klaus, he seemed a bit weak, I didn't really understand it. So the number 4 is a really hard one. Number 4, I'm gonna have to say Diego. And it pains me to put him as number 4, but I have to.
Diego number 4?
Season 2 I'd have put Diego as number 2. But number 4, it has to be him because season 1, he had a really good season 1 with him being a detective / vigilante, and also his relationship with Year 1. I don't mean the detective woman.
Yeah.
But I just thought season 1 wasn't good enough to be higher. So with that, I'm going to say someone who, I think this is controversial, but number 3 I put Luther. I love Luther. I think he's the funniest out of all, in my opinion. Even though he doesn't make the most jokes, I think the fact that he's the big man, but he has all these contradictions to the big man stereotype is hilarious. And he acts not like the big man at all. He's the softest, the weakest mentally, but and in his head he is the big man. He thinks he's the best at the start, but he isn't. His whole plot with going to the moon, I love that. I love everything about it. Season 2 he was solid, but I don't know, man. There was something about that season 1 plot that just hit me. And I just really like Luther. I think he always hits. And season 1 with Vanya, when he imprisons her at the end, like, oh. And then that causes the end of the world.
Yeah, Luther quite literally causes the end. I thought that was great.
I think Luther's number 2. And number 2 and 1. I've been thinking about this for the whole time we've been doing this podcast. I've been flipping these two characters back and forth. I don't know who's number 1 and number 2. But in the end, if we talk about the whole show, not just season 1 or season 2, the whole show, so season 1 and 2, because we haven't seen season 3 yet, which has come out, by the way. That's why we're talking about this. It's a little fanfare, which is weird. But we'll talk about that in a sec. Number 2, I'm gonna have to put Vanya, which she was my number 1 for season 1. Vanya season 1, for me, is my favorite part of the entire show. Season 1 Vanya, those last 4 episodes. Now, when I first watched it, at that point, there wasn't a show that hooked me so well that I needed to watch the next episode. It wasn't even a discussion. It wasn't I'm so hyped. I had to watch it straight away because it was so goddamn good. And Vanya's whole change in her demeanor from the tepid, quiet to just walking around, and she just knows she can destroy everyone without even trying. And her destruction, the whole last episode, I think is a masterpiece. So Luther locks her up, and because Luther's afraid that she's gonna blow up the world, and he blocks her up in a room that, oh god, it's all coming back to me. The fact that Allison made Vanya forget that she has powers as a child. And it's funny because Allison was the only person that Vanya would talk to in season 1 at all, basically. So then Vanya slices her neck. And doesn't kill her, she slices her vocal cords, but it looks like she kills her.
Yeah, so she can't ever talk again. No, man.
And then she gets entrapped. And then she just loses it and blows up this huge container room and she blows up everything in her path, and then she blows up the moon. And I just love the whole scene where she so Vanya, we never explained the powers, Jesus. Vanya's powers is that she can control sound, and she can control energy in the form of sound. And she basically, as a child, controlled it using her violin, which she still plays. So she can basically, if she hears something, she can basically use that energy, the sound energy, as a force to hit stuff, explode stuff, whatever. So she can literally play her violin and shoot the sound waves and energy from the violin into other people to just blow them up.
I think it's like she controls wavelength, or
it's the sound energy. On your point.
So she literally has energy manipulation.
She converts sound, specifically sound, into basically just explosive. She basically converts sound into pure energy. Yeah. No, it's just basically. And when she's basically she has a recital, so she's going to she's going to this recital to do a symphony, and it's the symphony which blows up the world, and it's so good. And while she's doing it, she explodes. She turns into this, I don't remember the name, but she turns into this other person basically. She can't control herself. She's walking, her eyes go completely white and blue, and she wears a suit that she wears to the performance, and it her powers turn white, and it just looks so good as she's walking down the street, literally killing everything in her path. Blood everywhere, cars are flying, and she's just walking and just destroying everything. And I thought that was phenomenal. But sadly, her season 2, it's good, but it doesn't hit the same level.
I think it's great. To be honest, I don't think her season 2 is great. That's why I had to put her so low on the list.
Yeah, but that's why number 5 is number 1 in the end. Because
Yep.
not only does he have a great season 1, his season 2 is just, it just builds up on season 1. It continues his great season 1 into a further great season 2, and then on average he has the highest score in the best seasons. And he's got everything. He's funny, he's serious, he's got problems, but it's not like super problems. He's great at fighting, and he's smart, and so we see this detective brain side of him, and it's just really goddamn good. Talking about it makes me want to watch next episode of Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I honestly want to go on and watch a bit of Umbrella Academy right now.
Yeah. But Umbrella Academy, so season 3 has dropped last week or 2 weeks ago. But what's weird is they didn't talk about that at all. Like, at all. Like, season 2, when it was revealed to be coming out on Netflix, I saw it everywhere. Like, I turn on Netflix and it says, look, Umbrella Academy season 2 is coming out. Look at this. But they haven't showed it. Like, I was literally just browsing through Netflix, and then, oh, look at this, Umbrella Academy season 3 out of nowhere.
Yeah, there was no hype.
Released in the middle of Stranger Things, but like last season, like the 2 parts. I just think that was a misplay. Yeah. However, season 3, I'll just give you a little hint. Well, not a hint, but season 3. What it's about is eventually they manage to go back to the present time. They go back to the future, and they go back to the homes, and they're like, alright, since we're united, the world shouldn't end, we don't want it to end. And then they turn, and they realise, this is the Umbrella Academy, this is the Sparrow Academy, and they look, and Ben comes up to them, and he's like, who the fuck are you guys? And they're like, oh shit. Yeah? And so basically, because they met their father in the past, and that led to him meeting them in the past led to him not adopting them in the future, and adopting a different academy, which is funny because like he adopts Ben as well, but like Ben was there in the past, but since he's dead, he doesn't see that Ben was there. So, yeah.
I remember that. I thought that was probably one of the biggest twists of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like them meeting the dad, and the dad was like, "Yeah, you know what?
He was like,
fuck these guys."
He was like, I don't like you guys.
I don't vibe with you guys. No thanks.
I have watched the first episode of season 3, episode 1, and it was a really good episode. It was really good. It was, since I haven't watched Umbrella Academy in a while, it was a bit weird, but the Sparrow Academy, I really liked them. It's super unique. Like their powers, their characters, it's as unique as
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
Tell me, does Pogo return?
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah. Like I assume he does. One of the people is a cube, like a literal cube. Like it's flying. Like think of the Tesseract. That's what one of the people is.
Quite literally a cube.
Yes. A flying cube.
Bear in mind, folks, I haven't seen the first episode of season
I'm gonna
3 yet, so this is all news.
I'm gonna whip up. I'm gonna put the image on the screen right now. What the Sparrow Academy looks like. And their powers. It's oh Jesus Christ! It's a huge freaking image. Basically, Sparrow Academy are pretty cool, and they have their own. Like their world is a lot different. Their 2019 is a lot different than their others 2019. That's the Sparrow Academy. If you can look at the stream right now.
Oh, I see it.
Some.
Damn, here's the guy with the face.
Yeah.
Mauled off.
Should I just give you like a non-spoiler description of everyone's powers?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is for the viewers. So I don't think I know all. Actually, I can do the numbers as well. Yeah. Sparrow Academy numbers. Yeah. So number 1 is the guy in the front, and he's literally he's got the same powers as Luther, as far as I'm aware. He is Luther. Um, oh, by the way, I don't want to spoil. I'm not going to say anything more about the Spell Academy because there's something really cool about them. No, I don't want to say, but the way the public looks at the Spell Academy is something I love. But I'm not going to say more than that. And anyway, number one, he's basically like Luther. He's got super strength, and that's basically it. Number two is Ben, and I'm pretty sure it's just Ben as always. Ben that can open his stomach and conjure demons. Number three is the woman on the right, who doesn't have eyes. And I'm pretty sure she can like create crows, like she can spawn crows. And she's blind, but she can see like through crows' eyes, you know? Or sparrows.
Oh, so it's kind of like Odin and Norse mythology.
Yeah. And she can like create them. Then number four is the guy with the destroyed face on the right. And for what I've seen, he's got like a reverse kinetic thing where if you punch him, then you'll like if you punch him in the face, then it'll like revert back through your hand, and it's like as if you punched yourself. Like he has like super strength, and if you hit him, the energy you cause on him, you get hit yourself. You know, like it's not like you punch him and then you punch yourself. You punch his face, and as you punch his face, like his face,
the energy like bounces back off.
Like this. I'll say this: his face gets punched, and his face ripples, and then it ripples back, and then the person's hand ripples, and it ripples like through their whole body, and then they go flying. Because that's as if they punched themselves, which I think is really cool.
So it's almost like he's jelly, like.
Yeah, he's like Counterman. Like you can't really hit him because you just get hit back.
Counterman.
The number 5 is your one in the bottom left. I don't know the full extent of her powers, but if I think she like can. I don't mean change your orientation. I don't mean gender. I mean like physically your orientation. Like I'm pretty sure she can like. I don't know if she has telekinesis, but I'm not quite sure what she can do. But I know she can like flip you upside. I know she can. It's confusing. I don't quite know, but I think she can change like the axes, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, like she's like upside down. I can make you upside down and like or shit like that, or like Z on the Z axis. It's kind of hard to explain.
Could she not just do that to somebody outside?
Like what I mean is like she can like flip someone. And like they just fly up, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of that.
Yeah,
but like, if she did that outside, that's the most OP power. Yeah. Unless they can fly.
I think it's something like that.
But like, think about it. You do that outside, you flip someone's. Is it like their sense of gravity? Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. I think.
If she flips their sense of gravity, so that it's reversed, they could just be propelled up. Then they're fucked.
Yeah, she's number 5. The number 6 is the one just to the left, like under Ben, between the two. And she, from what I understand, she spits out. She can like she got like a viper spit that she can spit on someone. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like toxic spit.
But if it hits you, it's not toxic. It makes you I don't know what exactly it does, but it makes you like trip balls. And you kind of like experience like what you want to experience. I don't know the full extent because I've only seen episode 1, but she I think you see like what like what everything happens around you isn't what it's actually happening. Like you're just standing there looking like what the fuck.
So what? It gives you like your ideal scenario or something.
Like it's something like that, like you get hit with it and suddenly you're just like you're literally standing there tripping, like looking like what the fuck, like if other people look at you and you're just standing there wide-eyed looking around, well in your head you could be like I don't know talking to a loved one or dancing or something like that, you know. It's a bit weird. I don't want to explain it without saying a spoiler because it's a very cool scene. And then
it sounds So she has like psychedelic spirit or something.
Yeah. And then
Best way to put it.
Yeah. And then number 7 is a literal cube, and he like shoots lasers or something like that.
You always have to have like a goofy ass side character, so I'm not surprised.
And the cube is called Christopher, and he like talks, but they can understand him, but like no one else can. So they're always like, haha, good one, wow, you're so funny.
They always gotta have a goofy ass character.
So
This is always the case.
So that's it. That's the Sparrow kind of.
They sound cool.
Yeah.
They sound cool. I'm guessing they're setting up for a Sparrow versus Umbrella.
Yeah.
In the near future, but I do remember that being like one of the best twists.
Anyway, so we talked about the good chunk of the Umbrella Academy. Now, because we talked about The Boys, of course, season 1 and 2. Check out the last podcast. We have now both. The Boys, comes out on a weekly basis. And tomorrow is the finale of season 3. The 8th episode.
Yep.
We watched every episode up until then. And now we want to just talk about season 3, our favourite parts of it, our theories for the next episode and the next season. And what do we think of The Boys? So, you've got the floor.
Right. I think season 3 of The Boys has probably got to be one of the strangest, most outlandish, most brazenly bizarre, stomach-curdling show I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this show has made me feel sick.
Yeah.
It's made me feel despair. It's made me feel excitement, anguish, contempt, and every other emotion you could tie down to your conceivable psyche in a matter of 7 hours. I don't know how. I've went from almost getting sick to busting my balls laughing some episodes. Like, it is crazy. And I think that is just the best way to describe it. It is just batshit crazy. From the starting of episode 1 to what was the ending of episode 7 for me, it's just been a roller coaster of events. And I cannot prescribe this show any more to somebody. I know we said it in the last episode, but season 3 is it. It is quite literally it. The fan service, the dialogue between characters, the action scenes, the jokes, the gags, the gory scenes, everything is perfect. So I think best way to sell it is if we actually just dissect season 3. For those of you who already know what we're going to be on about, it might be a nice refresher course for you before you watch the finale tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, depending on what time you're working at. Or for those who are new to the show, this could be your inclination to get into it. Always talking about characters who you don't know yet and aren't introduced to. You could hear about something you like and be like, oh, this is for me then. So I think we start off with season 3 episode 1. Move our way up. What do you think?
Don't know exactly right. So basically, I don't. Well, do we go episode by episode, or should we just say like the plots?
I think we just say the plots.
Yeah. So I'd say for the first half of season 3, I'm just gonna quickly say this because this is like my favorite part of the first half of season 3, is they're looking for a way to kill Homelander. As they need to kill Homelander. Homelander needs to be stopped. He's a menace. He has no one that can hold him down. After season 2, everything was Stormfront. He wants to be free, and they need to kill him. So they're looking for a weapon to surpass Metal Gear, a weapon to kill Homelander. And they heard something And to kill Homelander, they bring back an old case about Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy being the boys' version of Captain America, who was suspected to have died in, I think, the 70s or the 80s.
It was in the 60s/70s.
Yeah. Suspected to have died in the 70s. And they're like, bro, if the Russians managed to kill Soldier Boy is the only one we know who's even close to being the strongest Homelander. We need to get what they got. And the whole search for the Soldier Boy and the weapon that killed him is, I love. Like, everything about that is great. And that's like half of the show. And the first two episodes contain the Boss Huey and
Boss Huey.
Boss Huey is very cool for like the first two episodes.
Boss Huey quickly goes away, folks. Who don't actually like Boss Huey, he goes away.
Yeah. Who can ever be
Boss Huey also deals with, I think her name is Victoria Newman.
Yeah.
Victoria Newman, who is the senator who has the power to blow up people's heads and internal organs. Very gruesome power, if I do say so. And she is in line with Stan Edgar.
Uh-huh.
Stan Edgar is the CEO of Vaw. And, bad enough guy, but as we come to see in the show, maybe the world needs a bad guy to keep shit in order.
Mm-hmm.
Or the world being Vaw.
Oh, I have to say this. Season 3, episode 1, the termite seed is absolutely disgusting. I think that's the most disgusting the show's ever gone, in my opinion. But basically, I'm gonna give it to one now. So termite is the boys' version of Ant-Man, and they need to catch him. They've got official warranty that they can catch him. However, and they need to catch him, nicely, like he needs to come alive. And Billy Butcher, he's like, alright, we're gonna do it. We're gonna catch him. And they just show Termite at a huge party, and he's taking cocaine. He's loving life, and he's hanging out with his boyfriend, or whoever, his lover, I think. And
it's his lover.
Termite shrinks, and I'm like, alright, Termite's gonna, come up his ass and help him or something. The guy whips out his penis and plops it on the desk, and they're showing the penis. And Termite walks up to the penis, and they show all of this. They show mini Termite. Well, I'm not gonna put this on the screen. I'm not getting demonetized. I'm not getting my video taken down. But he walks up to the screen, to a huge penis, and he goes inside of the guy's penis, and he's inside of the penis, touching the walls of the penis. And the guy's like, oh my god. And he's like pushing the walls of the penis from the inside. And they show all of this. And the guy's like super horny. He's like, oh my god, you're so good. And then Termite, he took a bit too much cocaine. And he's sniffing. And he sneezes. And he grows to full size. And he blows the guy's penis.
Yeah, he blows his entire body.
And it is horrific. He's covered in blood. And the guy's dead. He just exploded his penis. And then Frenchie comes in and he's like, oh god, I'm gonna try and catch you. And then Termite shrinks and he's like, I'm gonna come up your ass and kill you. And he's like, get out of me, don't come near my ass, just stop. And in the end they're trying to catch him, and Billy Butcher comes in, puts him in a plastic bag that's full of cocaine, and shakes it around, and basically has him overdose. Barely surviving, barely breathing. But, oh my god, actually disgusting.
I do not think that was the worst scene in The Boys season 3. I don't think that was it.
For me it is. Nothing comes close to that.
I don't think that was the worst scene. I'm going to give you my worst scene now. Mm-hmm. So, in order for them to kill Homelander, like you were saying there, they need a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. And they find that in the form of a Russian weapon, which was discarded long ago and is most likely hiding in a secret lab.
Uh-huh.
So with that, they go, okay, Huey needs to take a boss from being Boss Huey after he discovers his boss / like, what would you say, partner? Not like relationship partner, as in work partner, is a psycho who, you know, blows people up.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, gotta get out of here. Take a few days off. Go with Billy, go with the group to Russia. So he decides the best course of action is if he has an accident and breaks his arm. And he decides to let Kimiko break his arm.
Oh, yeah. Really, this scene?
Yep. Yeah, I think that was the worst scene for me.
How? She just broke his arm.
I thought it was disgusting.
But it's just like an arm break. They do that like every show has like an arm break.
No, I don't think you remember how grotesque
It just bends backwards.
the arm was after.
It just bends backwards.
Yeah.
But an arm bending backwards is nothing in comparison to a guy being inside of someone's penis.
Look, I'm perfectly fine with all I'm seeing. Like, there's scenes later on where A-Train literally drags.
That's fine.
But when it comes to breaking bones, I can't do it. The thought of breaking bones is awful. And Huey's arm looked fucking disgusting. It looked disgusting. And they were so natural about it as well.
Yeah, they were like,
that was the worst part. I was like, yeah, well, we'll break your arm now. 1, 2, snap.
Well, that was the point.
And I hated that scene. I think it was the worst scene in the entire show. Be it as you will, there's a lot of bad scenes in the show. But I think that was just the one scene where I was like,
So, yeah. So that basically the first half of season 3 is them finding each character. Like the main plot is finding Soldier Boy, and there's a lot of cool stuff like A-Train. I love A-Train's ad where the police are going to the protesters, and the protesters are like,
no, they copied that off.
Pepsi.
The Pepsi ad.
No, it wasn't Pepsi. Was it Pepsi? I thought it was.
Yeah, it was Kendall Jenner.
Yeah,
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, she went
where
up
she drank the Pepsi.
Well,
and I just thought protests and all that, and they all have the Pepsi together.
Oh, I just think the way A-Train did it was even funny. When he flashes it with his arms separate, and he's like, "No, have a A-Train juice or whatever it's called." Oh, it's
train harder, A-Train juice.
Oh, it's so good. The whole "I'm sorry" video that they did in the coronavirus in the COVID that they replicated in the show.
So good.
Oh, phenomenal!
That was so good. That was great.
Yeah.
Look at all the people. They have them all singing.
Honestly, it's phenomenal. And halfway through, I think the real halfway point in the show, as you said, they get to the lab and they meet Soldier. So I always say Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy just immediately explodes and blows up Kimiko and takes away her powers. And it's like, oh fuck. Oh shit. So yeah, I think actually one sec. Yeah. So season 1 Jesus Christ. Season 3, the first half is the build up to Soldier Boy. And season 3, the second half is, so in my opinion, it's the Soldier Boy show. Cause everything in the in the build-up, in the marketing, Jensen Ackles, the actor who plays Soldier Boy, he was everywhere. And I'm like, wow, this is like, he's everywhere. Like, he's in all the interviews, he's in all the posters, they're all saying, oh, look, a Soldier Boy. He's in, the trailer, he's very prominent. But, when I was watching it, he's not there for the first half. So I'm thinking, how important is Soldier Boy really? But, oh my god. Soldier Boy might be one of my favourite characters in The Boys. He's phenomenal, isn't he? He is the anti-Captain America. Not in the way the Homeland is the anti-Superman. He's so perfectly like a bad version of Captain America. Like, he's not evil. Like, he doesn't just kill people for no reason. But
he's the antithesis of Captain America. He's everything Captain America isn't.
Yeah.
While he is Captain America, it's...
Yeah.
Think of him as a douchebag John Walker.
Yeah.
Captain America. Like, He's great. He's
Mm.
honestly great, and the way his character reflects off Billy's as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Billy is going through everything with Mindstorm, I think that's great as well.
Mm.
You can
Yeah.
almost
Oh
look
my
at.
god, that episode was so good.
Oh, that was it.
Mindstorm.
It was such a good episode.
Honestly, we don't really need to give him that much of a recap because we should just talk about what we know. So, World Soldier Boy is going to. He's going trying to kill his old team, Payback, because he's looking for a payback against Payback because they basically killed him, served him up to the Russians, and they left him for dead basically. And yeah, so let's talk about episode 6 first because that's before. Um, so the first person he goes to kill is the TNT twins, and when he goes there, he finds out that he finds Herogasm, a huge superhero orgy, an annual orgy that he originally created, and well, it's disgusting. It's not super disgusting. It's not as disgusting as one might think, but it is pretty nasty.
Oh yeah, it is. It is rotten. It is rotten, and it's implied as well that the twins are a couple,
Yeah.
which is even worse.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
They're like an old married couple bickering, and then it's implied that they're supposed to be getting together, and you're like, it's disgusting.
But at the end, that fight scene between Soldier Boy, Homelander, Soldier Boy, Billy, and Huey versus Homelander is so good.
I honestly think, like, Homelander. I don't want to say it,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like Homelander he's just gonna destroy Soldier Boy in the final lap.
Honestly, I really hope that doesn't happen, but I can definitely see that happening.
They're pinning Soldier Boy to be the one solution to stop Homelander, and I feel like it's just not gonna stop him. Bear in mind, I'm not going by comic lore or anything like that here. I'm not that big into the boys comics, and I don't really want to spoil anything myself either, so I try and veer away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I can tell watching the show, I feel like Soldier Boy's gonna die in the next episode.
And I feel that as well. Let's go raw no rubber. No point in pussyfooting around. I really hope that doesn't happen, but I feel it as well. While watching it, I've just you watch it and you're thinking, because in the end they reveal Soldier Boy is Homelander's father through a sperm donation, and the way Soldier was like, "Alright, let's meet up, let's talk about this." I love Soldier Boy. I think it's gonna be similar to Stormfront, that the character comes in, is super important, and then dies at the end to show like Homelander's strength. Obviously, Stormfront doesn't really show that, but I really hope. I think Soldier Boy's fantastic, and I hope he doesn't die. But I can't as a viewer who doesn't know anything, in that mindset, I would love him to live. But if I look at this analytically, as someone who likes to write and theory craft, it doesn't make sense for him to live, if you know what I mean.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. He can't really live. Which is
if anything, I might give you a theory right now and say it won't be Homelander who will kill Soldier Boy.
Do you think it's gonna be Mother's Milk?
I think it's gonna be Mother's Milk.
Yeah. See,
I think MM deserves it.
I can see him killing him in a very I don't think they're gonna talk about it, but God, I'm not gonna say what it is, obviously. But in the comics, MM has something really cool about him in the comics, and I
think you might as well say it because.
What they might bring in next season.
You know it.
Do you know it?
I know, yeah.
Well,
There's a reason he's called MM.
Oh. But my question is, if he takes that enough of the thing, does he get more stronger, or is it just that he can only survive on it?
No, he can only survive.
Oh,
he turns to dust if not.
Oh, but it's not that he can take so much that he can get like huge and shredded and like superpowered.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Oh. There you.
I thought it was something along the lines of they have it in the show,
You
so
know,
we might as well just tell people.
Well, they don't talk about it in the show.
No, they have him taking pills in the show.
Yeah, and I mean in the last episode they do show him having a bottle of milk.
Did he?
Yeah, he does. When he's talking to Frenchie and Frenchie's super high, and they're doing the Halothane thing, he has a bottle of milk and he's just kind of like chilling with him.
I don't even remember seeing him with the bottle of milk because I would have been, unconsciously keeping an eye out for things like that.
I was looking for that milk.
Looking for the milk.
I don't think we should say it because the viewers, because maybe even we know. I think maybe they talk about it, and I think it's so cool that I don't really want to spoil it for anyone. If they do it in season 4,
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like. You don't want to ruin something cool for viewers.
So how do you think he's gonna kill him then? Do you think he's gonna use the Novichok and kill him like that?
No, I think he's gonna use.
Oh, take the V.
I think he's gonna take the V.
What do you think his powers are gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be like Soldier Boy powers, like super strength, or what do you think?
I think so.
I think so as well, but I hope actually. Oof.
I think his powers are gonna be nearly identical to Soldier Boy before he was experimented on.
Yeah, like just super strength, yeah.
And I think that makes perfect sense for his character as well.
Yeah, it does.
Like a man who, quite literally, he draws the line. He's like, you can't pass this line.
Yeah.
He made it strict and clear, and that's why he doesn't want anything to do with Huey anymore. He doesn't want anything to do with any of the boys anymore, except for Frenchie.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't have crossed that line. It's not right to cross that line. We're trying to stop Soups from abusing their power, and now yous are doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he is going to cross that line to achieve his own end.
Yeah, I agree as well.
And with him crossing his own line, he's going to kill Soldier Boy and immediately regret what he did.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, the ending of episode 7 saw him almost being outcasted by his family.
Yeah, he literally clocked the guy.
He clocked your man, the Homelander lover.
Todd.
I think his name was Jim.
Todd.
No, Todd.
Jim.
I can't remember. Insignificant side character.
Yeah.
And then his daughter was watching, and the daughter was disgusted with him, so he ran off.
He literally one hit KO'd him.
I know, it was a smack.
He was just a full on punch in the jaw, nothing wrong with that. Just a full clock.
Oh, he clocked him. He hit harder than the yeet bells. Oh my god. Hit harder than the yeet bells. One punch, man, and he's gone. But as I was saying there, I think he's gonna take the 10th V, and he's gonna immediately regret once he comes out of it, what he did, and he's gonna feel like he won, but with no. Not but at what cost? He won, but with no sense of victory. If you get me.
I get you. Because in the end, his family got destroyed.
It'd be like Man City winning the FA Cup against I don't know,
Crystal Palace.
Shit not Crystal Palace, Stoke or something.
Wait,
that's what it's gonna be. We won, but we should have won.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bloodied and battered Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
And MM's gonna come out and finish him off. Or, put the final bullet in his head.
Yeah. I think Homelander's. Oh God, you're so right. I think you're right. Yeah. I think gets it. I think he gets super strength and he just beats him.
I think he just kills him. He just kills him.
Yeah.
Homelander's there watching. Or Homelander's, out of commission. And Huey's trying to stop him. And then just goes on a mad one from all the frustration he's felt through the past season.
Because it's been 3 seasons basically of frustration, honestly.
Yeah. Bear in mind, he's getting more and more frustrated.
Yeah.
And he has Todd to deal with, and he has Billy to deal with, and he has Huey turning into Billy, and he has all of this. Good. And trying to hold the team together, and he can't do it anymore. And he's like, you know what? Snaps. Killed Soldier Boy, and he just immediately regrets it.
Man, I love the whole Huey, Billy, younger brother, older brother dynamic.
Yeah.
It's so sad with
I thought with Lenny and the Mindstorm thing, that was so sad.
It was brutal. Oh my God.
Because Billy didn't actually do anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
It was like the dad was just so shitty.
Oh, such a horrible person.
The dad was just such a bad character. Not like a bad character, like, you know what I mean.
A bad person, a bad father.
Yeah, a bad person. Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah, that was such a bad person.
He drove one son to run away. He drove the other son to suicide.
And then the mother, I love the callbacks as well. The mother still blames Billy for running away. That's why Lenny killed himself and not the dad.
Does she? Oh.
Yep.
In season 2,
remember when... Yeah, in season 2.
Yeah.
And that's why Billy confronts his dad.
Yeah.
And he was never able to. And the ma still blames Billy for running away as the reason why Lenny died.
Mm-hmm. And
we didn't know the full context to it. So we just thought...
And do you recognise the actor who plays Billy Butcher's dad? In fact, season 2.
It's just... Oh, in season 2?
Yeah. He's in this episode as well. The guy who plays his dad.
Can't remember.
Come on. He's in a movie that Conan is also in. A very, very famous movie. He also
I feel like I'm gonna kick myself.
He also plays a very, very bad dad. He's good at playing bad dads. He's got longer hair. He has a brutal scene that he doesn't actually commit anything brutal, but it's just him eating food, and it looks disgusting.
I can't remember.
So I'm gonna put an image on the stream, and I want if you're watching at home.
Oh my god! I copped it now, haven't I?
Viewers, if you look at it right now, if you look at the stream, this is who
I've
the dad
copped
is.
it, haven't I? Oh no!
No! It's Denethor from Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
The father
of
Boromir.
No! I never copped that. I didn't cop him with the short hair. I didn't cop him with the short black hair.
Yeah, Roman's asking, isn't Soldier Boy Homelander's father? Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
That was the final one.
Yeah.
You ruined it on everyone, bro.
Well, we said it. We said it.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we said it. I said.
Oh yeah, we said it at the start. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We ruined it on everyone. We're the bad guys.
No. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. And you're the TVs for this. Oh yeah.
We didn't talk about the most important character.
The Deep.
Oh, the Deep story is pretty funny as well. Can we bring another partner into this relationship? Cassandra. Yeah. Okay. Brings out the octopus. Oh no, the mollusk. Sorry, the mollusk. Almost got that one wrong as well. Ambrosia. Oh, that was great.
No, yeah, he's just sitting there while that's on his dick, and she's like, and he's like, she wants to be inside of you. Oh.
No, she wants to taste.
Oh yeah.
You're so disgusting.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I can't do this anymore. And then the Deep has to tell the mollusk, no, we'll wait until after she goes.
But I love the fact that he is like, Stan Edgar called me a formidable intellect. I have a formidable intellect. Oh, God. The beef is so good.
No, we're not talking about the deep right now. Talking about the A train, baby. The A train. The A train. So the A train, for his arc, we should say, has been dealing with what he can do without his powers to contribute to society, and to contribute to the Seven, and to contribute to his neighborhood. And they tell him he's not doing anything, dressing in funky African clothes, talking about Black Lives Matter, and not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
So they put him on the case. His brother does, who was his coach. And, they both respect each other. They both think the best of each other. And he's like, yeah, you're not doing anything right now. Would you not do something and try and stop this Blue Hawk guy from patrolling through black neighborhoods and, using unlawful force? So A-Train's like, yeah, sure, but he never really takes it seriously. He doesn't push himself until he finds that Blue Hawk is making more and more noise, and he's like, okay, I need to put a stop to this. I need to feel somewhat, righteous and feel somewhat good and do some good. And eventually he gets Blue Hawk in a room with Ashley, who's become the CEO of
Ashley's so good.
And he's like, yeah, I need an apology from you. And Blue Hawk's like, yeah, sure, man, no problem at all. So they all meet up in this community center where it's like, it's an activist site, we should say. Like, it's an activist site. I don't want to, talk too much about it, but, it is an activist site.
Yeah.
And Blue Hawk comes in, and he comes off like really shady and like a real.
Well, he straight up starts saying racist shit, and.
Oh yeah, he gets up on stage.
Yeah, has the worst apology.
Pulls out a piece of paper and starts reading from it, not even looking at anyone, and then starts going on a racist rant.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Soup lives matter, soup lives matter, soup lives matter." I love that.
Yeah, he is the white redneck stereotype. I think it's hilarious as well. I think it's hilarious. And like, well, this isn't really an apology, and he's like, "Fuck you guys, fuck you guys." Starts going all racist, man. Yeah. And then he starts throwing people around.
You literally just grabbed him and just. Whoop.
He literally just starts flinging people around the room. And no. So he goes like, "I'm sorry that the areas that I patrol are filled with black people. I'm sorry." Shut up, Blue Hawk. Please shut up. And A-Train's like, oh dear God. And eventually, he goes into the all lives matter, Soup's lives matter.
Yeah.
And he gets away with it.
Yeah.
He paralyzes A-Train's brother. He almost kills another person, and he hurts a lot of people, and he still gets away with it. So A-Train takes it upon himself to exact revenge. He wants justice for this. He wants charges pressed, and Ashley just fobs him off because he is useless. He doesn't have powers. He can't really do anything to anyone.
Yeah.
He's only like a. What would you say, like a statutory?
Exactly. Yeah. He's just like a
member of the Seven. He just has to be there.
Yeah, it's actually funny that he when him and Deep square up, like A-Train can't just run through him. He can't just explode him on the spot. The Deep actually kind of could beat him up potentially.
Oh yeah, the Deep could. That's the problem.
Oh.
That's why A-Train was like, I can't believe I just bitched out to the Deep.
Oh.
Like, the Deep was the most useless character in the show.
No, in season 2 he does have that really cool moment where he's on the whale and he's like, when he's trying to catch when the boy's on a boat and he's on the whale and he stops them and then they just go straight through the whale.
Yeah, well, it also shows how useless.
Oh yeah, he's useless, but I think he's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's still a gas scene. But he is useless once he's off the water.
Mm.
It's like I can't believe I just bitched out to the deep. So the deep could deck him.
Yeah.
If not. So it's completely fair enough. A-Train gets his revenge at Herogasm when he stops Blue Hawk and he starts pummeling the shit into him.
Mm.
And then he's like, Blue Hawk won't learn. Many people have died. What's one more to the list?
Yeah.
And he drags Blue Hawk and runs as fast as he can at the moment. Like, he runs as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And drags Blue Hawk down the, down the pavement. And, yeah, just shreds him. Like, yeah, it was another disgusting scene. It was a well-deserved scene.
Oh, yeah.
We got to see A-Train use his powers again. Great to see. But the best thing come out of it was that we now have A-Train back. The A-Train is back.
Yeah, full on.
They use Blue Hawk's heart to give to A-Train so that he's able to get over his incurable heart disease caused by the compound V and his constant running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, is it caused by the compound V or is it caused by the booster he takes?
See that again?
Remember, he takes PEDs. Remember,
yeah, he takes V. He takes V. He takes more V.
Oh, is that it? Oh,
yeah.
So it is caused by the V then.
Yeah. He takes more V, and it just destroys his heart. Like, you know the way Starlight realizes that temp V makes you worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's temp. It's some form of V, because I remember he's peddling it. He's delivering it around the world. But it's like test V, because it wasn't temp V yet. It was like test V, and he'd take it, and it made him quicker, but it just made his heart give out at the end of season 1.
Yeah, because I remember him taking something like PEDs, and I went through that whole athlete perspective, and I thought that was pretty cool.
He was so good. Oh yeah, A-Train. I'm just like, yeah. Another thing that I thought was just before we get into the final thing, everything with Maeve was, even though Maeve isn't like doing super much, I know Maeve was very good.
I think Maeve's a great character.
And her getting with,
especially in this season.
Her getting with Billy Butcher.
That was great as well.
Yeah. And then
I didn't like. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it. I kind of expected it, but I didn't think it was gonna go down like that. If you get me.
Yeah.
It was like they get drunk, and I was like,
yeah.
They just kind of looked at each other.
Yeah. What is that?
Unexpected, but expected at the same time. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a different scenario.
And Homelander comes up and he's like, I can smell him all over.
Yeah, that scene was great. Yeah. And Noir comes in. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's like, Noir. Noir is one thing I have to say. He's really good, but he's different than what he is in the comics, which is fine. But what he is in the comics is kind of like, it's kind of an iconic thing in the comics. I'm not gonna say what it is. Obviously, it's a huge fucking spoiler. It's the biggest spoiler you can say in the comics. But Black Noir, well, maybe they'll do it in the show. They still have time. Black Noir in the comics is he hits different. Let's just say that his backstory isn't at all what it is in the show.
See, I think his scene where he goes to the diner.
Oh,
I think that was. I thought that was a pretty cool scene.
It's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Black Noir. I love his Everywhere Payback, and it's very good. Just shows you how like fucked Soldier Boy is. You know, like he seems cool at times, but he's not a good person.
Oh no, he's an awful person. Which is why you draw so many similarities between him and Billy Butcher, and if not him and Billy Butcher's dad is the more appropriate one.
Or just him and Homelander.
Because, two sides of the same coin, Homelander and Billy Butcher. You could also say the same for
his dad,
Soldier Boy, and
his son,
Billy Butcher's dad.
You could say Soldier Boy and his own son. Soldier Boy's son is Homelander. Anyway, alright, my question is, do you think Do you think season 4 is going to be the last season?
No.
Really? I think yes. I don't think it's going to be more than 4 seasons. Do you know why?
Unless they tackle. No, well, they need
feel like
to
they've
tackle a couple things before they do.
I think they're done, honestly. I think this next episode, Soldier Boy dies. They fix a couple of things. I'll do my teams later. But Soldier Boy dies. They do a couple of things, and I think then we have the last season up next.
No, I feel like they need to tackle a couple things before they can finish the show. I think it's going to be a season 5 job. I think 5 seasons then done.
So what do you think they need to add to make it 5 seasons? Why not 4?
Number 1, they need to kill off Homelander. That's the first thing.
Wait, say that again.
They need to kill off Homelander. That is priority number 1.
Well, that's the end. That's how it ends. Sure, no.
No, I don't think that's how it ends.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I don't think that's how it ends.
How do you think it ends?
And this isn't me going by comics. This isn't me going by nothing. I could be wrong here.
How do you think it ends if it's not death of Homelander?
I think it's the death of the boys.
Yeah, but surely that happens after the death of Homelander, though.
Yeah, exactly. So they can't end the show on the death of Homelander. They're gonna have to end the show on the death of the boys.
Yeah, but that could be the next episode. Like, no, like it doesn't take a season to kill the boys. I don't like what. Like you mean the death of them as a group or the death of them as in every single character?
Both.
Oh shit.
Both. Bear in mind, I don't think they're gonna kill off Homelander this season.
Well, no, God.
They're not gonna kill off Homelander this season, so they're gonna kill him off next season.
Yeah, I agree.
Next season, or possibly the season after.
Yeah.
I think they still have story left to tell.
Well, Homelander is the main character, arguably. Him and Billy, their conflict.
Bear in mind, what does Billy have? Once Homelander is dead, he has nothing.
Yeah.
He literally has nothing. And Billy is off the chain as it is. Like he's completely off.
Yeah.
So once Homelander is dead and he doesn't feel a sense of satisfaction, where do you think he's gonna go next? He's gonna go to the next superhero. He's literally said it. I'm not gonna be happy once every single one of you is dead. And he said that to Maeve. So I genuinely think the death of Homelander will just be the beginning for Billy the Butcher. I think he's gonna go on and try and kill as many soups as he can. Whether that be with Compound V, which I do think they're leading towards him taking, or with the Temp V and him just, constantly on life or death situation. I do feel like he's going to go on and eventually kill the rest of the boys who tried to stand in his way.
I think it's going to end the way the comics end, honestly. In some way. I don't want to say what it is, but I think obviously there's one major thing that it canon. I think it ends next season. I can see a season 5, but the last 2 episodes, no matter what season it is Homelander dies in the last episode or the second last episode. Like he can't die any other moment because it feels that no one's got. That's not how you write stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense to have him die any other time. That's just bad storytelling. Like, you've built him up for too long to have him. Like, it doesn't matter. The twist is never worth the payoff for this much prep. Like, there's no twist needed at this point. Just a payoff for the build-up. So, when Homelander dies, which obviously he's going to die, it'll be either the last episode or the second last episode. Now, that might be season 4 or 5. But definitely he'll die in the last 2 episodes of the show as a whole. I think it's gonna be 4 seasons. I think I think there is gonna be a collapse of the boys, but I think it's gonna happen in a comic way, which I don't really want to say. See, I don't want to say it because if it happens that way, then it's like a spoiler. You know what I mean? I don't want to get it dead on.
That's fair enough.
But the way it happens, the way the comics ends, is fantastic, and I do want to get the comics and read it fully. And obviously, there's one. I don't know if they're gonna do the comic noir. I don't think so, which is fine. Um, um, what I'm wondering is how do you kill Homelander? How do they kill him? Because it's not gonna be Soldier Boy. It's kind of. I think the big twist is Soldier Boy dies next episode. Soldier Boy dies next episode. How do they kill Homelander? And I actually don't know how they're gonna kill Homelander.
I wish I could tell you how to kill Homelander. I wish I could tell you.
I have no theories on how to kill Homelander.
Like, how do you kill the most powerful person?
Like, do you have any theories on how do you kill him? Or?
The only thing I can actually think of for, like, killing Homelander would just be him killing himself.
Well, no, that's not gonna happen.
No, but think about like this for a second. Homelander, we know for a fact that the only thing which keeps him going, like the only thing which keeps him human, is the fact that he needs to be adored and respected and loved and appreciated. And with the way he's going right now, he's making himself a villain and a bad guy. Like, he's not going to get all the love and respect he wants when people find out how bad he is of a person. So, with that, I feel like he's eventually going to shoot himself in the foot, and the whole world is going to know just how bad this guy is. He is a monster. And he's going to fully become that monster. He's going to kill a lot of people. But with that, he's also going to get sloppy as well. And I feel like someone who he most likely trusts as well is going to stab him in the back.
Like, he doesn't trust anyone there, really. Unless it's who's he trust?
Either that, or I was thinking he dies through Compound V.
How?
Like, how else would you kill
the
world's strongest man by other than making him stronger? To the point where you just completely, like, you spike him with Compound V.
Like, what do you mean, like, spike him? Like, that's not gonna...
You know, like, inject him with a shitload of it.
How are you gonna inject it to his skin? Or how you can inject him?
Yeah, but bear in mind, with the Temp V, they're able to hurt him and bruise him.
I know, I have no... Personally, I have no idea how they can kill him. I just have no idea.
It's difficult. The only way...
Like, the only way I can see it in the show is if they just have a ton of people, like, just beat him down, you know what I mean? That's the only way I can see it, but I don't think that's gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like, a ton of people, like, have everyone just beat the shit out of him. Like, have like, Kimiko, have all the boys on V, plus all the 7, and they're all just kicking the shit out of him. That's the only way I can see it.
Oh my god, imagine.
That would be hilarious. Like, all the boys are all hopped up on V, and they all just rush him. And then all the 7, like A-Train with super speed, the Deep thrown like a whale, Starlight shooting like light at him, and they all just wanted to beat him up. They all just start beating the shit out of him, and maybe like half of them die in the fight, and then they just end like just kicking his face off. Honestly, that wouldn't be bad. Cause think about it, they form like the true 7, like. They form like the 7, but it's not the 7 with Homelander. It's like the 7 with like actual heroes, and like they just beat the shit out of Homelander. Like, there's so many of them that he just can't stop them all.
I can kind of imagine that, but I feel like for Homelander, it's like I feel like he'd just find a way. He'd just find a way to just deck everyone still. Just the worst thing. Like, I feel like Homelander just, he just finds a means.
Yeah.
So, if anything, maybe, like, I don't know who. I do not know who. But the only way you could actually stop Homelander is with, a better Homelander. So maybe Ryan. Maybe Ryan kills Homelander.
Yeah.
Which, isn't like.
Wait, who?
No.
Wait, idiot.
His son, Homelander's son.
Ryan. I don't think so. I mean, Ryan's just too weak, man. Ryan like got crushed from.
Yeah, but if they grew him up, like if I'm saying like 5 seasons here, like if they grew him up a bit,
that's just 2 years.
Sure, the boy's like 15 or so.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to beat Homelander when he's 17.
Well, he can try,
If he can, I don't think so.
He can put in a fair fight, I hope.
Oh, do you know what I hope they do? I don't hope Ryan. Is it Ryan or Brian?
Ryan, I think.
I don't hope he dies, but I kind of hope he goes up against Homelander and Homelander just lasers him.
Absolutely, just wipes the floor.
Like they're like, all right, we need to stop him. Bring in Brian, and then like Brian's like, oh, I'm gonna stop you. You're a bad person. And Homelander's like, zoop, and just kills him.
All you hear is dead.
That shit was Maeve as well, where he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take your eggs.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was an awfully crazy, hilarious scene. I thought that was funny. I'm just gonna harvest your eggs. I'm not. You're not like hostage here or nothing. I'm just keeping you alive. It's oh my god. Yeah, the only reason you're here is because I'm keeping you here, keeping you alive. But it makes sense though, and you can you literally see Homelander going down the Soldier Boy route.
Yeah.
Like they're almost identical. Hated by their group, goes after the redhead, wants to have kids with them.
Literally.
Like it's literally identical.
Yeah. That's funny.
And the only two common members between the two groups is Black Noir, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Black Noir has something to do with this.
Yeah. Maybe he does.
Like, if they're pinning Black Noir to face off against our boy, Soldier Boy, who...
See, I'm just gonna say Homelander. I don't think the show Black Noir can be Homelander. Based on what we've seen, where he's clearly not as strong as Soldier Boy. I can see Noir beating up Soldier Boy. I can see Noir and Mothersville killing Soldier Boy together. You know what I mean? But I can't see Black Noir doing anything to Homelander if he got dabbed on by Soldier Boy when he was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. It really is difficult to say right now.
Mm.
It's difficult to say who will get the final blow on Soldier Boy.
Final thing, because this has gone on for long enough. I'm kind of been zoned out. I'm looking at something else. Who do you think in the end is going to live or die? The whole show.
In the whole show?
Yeah.
Billy's going to live.
Really? The whole show, Billy's going to live. You don't think Billy's going to die?
I think...
You don't think it's going to end with Billy's death?
Oh, fine. The show ultimately ends with Billy's death, but I feel like he's going to outlive the boys.
Wow.
He will be the boys. He will be the person to outlive the boys.
Alright.
Who do you think?
I was going to ask... I thought you were going to give you a whole... I think Billy's going to die. Frenchie's going to die. Because... I think all the boys are going to die apart from Huey.
I think Huey's going to die.
Homelander's going to die. The Deep might not die, actually. I hope the Deep won't die. I can see the Deep living.
Oh, I can definitely see the Deep living and like weaseling his way through to be leader of the Seven.
Yeah, the A-Train is gonna die. I think in the end, I think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna try. I think in the end, he's gonna attack Homelander, and he just isn't strong enough. In the end, I think he's gonna do some good, and then he dies. Who else is left? Black Noir's gonna die. Ashley's gonna die. Oh God, Ashley's death. I think Ashley's death is gonna be really good. I can only imagine Ashley's death. Soldier Boy's gonna die. Is there anyone left on Payback that Soldier Boy needs to kill? I don't think so. Swallow. Remember Swallow? Oh God, I thought Swallow.
Swallow. You hyped up Swallow. I was waiting for like this great, amazing death, and now literally just like Swallow.
He flies and just gets shot by like a rocket launcher. I thought Swallow.
Like, I was literally expecting like some amazing death here. I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is gonna be it right here. This is gonna be the death I remember. Nothing, just Swallow.
Swallow. And no one's left in Payback. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
Well, Soldier Boy's alive, and Noah's alive. No, he needs to kill Noah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna kill Noir. Like that's gonna happen.
Do you think he's gonna kill Noah?
No. Like it's. I don't know. I don't know. Like a part of me thinks he's gonna kill Noir, and then MM's gonna kill him. Maybe. Another part of me thinks Noir will live.
I think Homelander kills. I don't know, man. It's tough. I think basically everyone's gonna die apart from the Deep, Huey, Starlight. Like, Starlight's just not dying. If Starlight died, that would be the biggest twist in my opinion. I would be floored if Starlight died.
I think Huey's dying. I
could definitely see him dying. But
I could definitely see. Honest to God, I could see Billy killing. I could see Billy killing Huey.
I can't see Billy killing Huey. I can see Huey killing Billy. I can't see Billy killing Huey.
I can see Billy killing Huey. I could see them having a big brawl, and then
I can only see him having a big brawl and Huey winning. I can't see Billy winning.
I don't imagine Billy going out with the intention of killing Huey. That's what I mean. But I can imagine Billy killing.
I can't imagine Billy being able to be provoked to kill Huey, but I can see Huey being able to be provoked to kill Billy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but I feel like Billy is gonna kill all the boys, and then Huey's gonna hear about this and be like, I need to kill Billy, I need to get rid of him.
And then he watches Billy kills him.
He hears about Billy going on a mad one, and he's like, I need to kill Billy, this needs to happen. And they have their big fight, and in the big fight, like, Billy could do something which eventually kills Huey.
I can only see Huey killing Billy. I can't see the opposite. Oh yeah, May's gonna die as well. Yeah. May have passed him.
I
don't want May to die, but Homeland is definitely gonna kill her.
I feel like she's gonna die in the next step.
No.
I feel like she's gonna die in the next step.
I feel like that's happening. I really hope she does. I hope she dies this season. I hope she dies in the final fight against Homelander.
I feel like she's gonna die in the next episode.
I really hope not.
I feel like she's gonna fight against Homelander with Soldier Boy and Billy, and she's gonna die.
But she's in a cage. How could she need to free her first? Okay,
she'll find a way to get out. And you know how she's been training for so long.
Final thing. Because the podcast has been going on long enough.
Yep.
How did Victoria Newman die?
Victoria Newman. It's difficult to say with her. I feel like Stan Edgar gets his revenge.
I think Huey kills her. I don't know how, but I think Huey kills her. I think Huey like teleports and just kills her.
My gas. That'd actually be hilarious. Like, naked man kills Senator.
I think that's what's gonna be, because the whole time Huey's like terrified of her. I think Huey's just gonna kill her. I think he's gonna hit her with the Kilimanjaro.
It'd make the most sense for Huey to kill her, I guess. Would make the most sense, but I can't
think of any other character that could die. I can't think of any more boys characters. And I think that's it. I think that's all of them. I think they're all gonna die apart from Huey, Starlight, the Deep.
The Deep.
I really hope the Deep
survives. What about
A-Train? A-Train's dying. I think A-Train's dying in a good way. He dies just trying to kill
as a hero.
I think what I see doing is him doing what's that? What show is that in? There's definitely a show or something where a guy, like I can picture it in my head, I just don't know what it was from, but I can see him, he runs up to Homelander and he's hitting him super fast, and he's just hitting him and he's hitting him and he's pounding away and he's literally breaking his hands while he's hitting Homelander's chest, and he basically breaks his hands on Homelander. That's what I see happening.
Are you thinking of Invincible?
Yeah, exactly that. I think exactly.
Is that what Red Death and Omni-Man?
Yeah, I think
Red Death like runs up and tries to,
Yeah, I think he runs up and he's like punching him, and I think he just breaks himself on Homelander. Shit, that was so good, but that was such a good death. I think something like that's gonna happen.
I feel like Homelander season 4 is just gonna wipe the 7. Like the new 7, I should say, because he's probably gonna revamp it all. Just gonna completely wipe them.
I'm excited for the new 7.
Because bear in mind, no Starlight.
Yeah.
You got no Supersonic anymore.
Yeah.
His death was also completely unexpected and crazy as well.
So do you think Maeve will be there or not?
Oh, Maeve can't be in the new 7.
Yeah, but it could be like, she's back from being drunk.
I wouldn't say so. I'm telling you now, I think she's dying.
Thanks. Alright, so it'll be Homelander, A-Train, the Deep, Black Noir.
That's if A-Train sticks around. I don't think A-Train will. I think he's going to be done with Vought in the next season, and he's going to go off and do his own thing. And thus in turn become an actual hero. Which would be a nice turnaround for his character. And then he's going to die.
And then they die.
But that is such an A-Train way to go.
Yeah.
He actually becomes a hero. He can actually run again, and then he dies.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. I think that's about it.
They'll bring in a couple stupid characters as well.
Oh yeah, they'll bring in I'm trying to think of heroes that they haven't done. You haven't done the Hulk parody yet, or Thor parody.
It's kind of hard to do a Norse god parody though.
There is one in the comics. You can do a Hulk parody, a Thor parody, a Hawkeye parody.
Hawkeye parody would be pretty funny.
That'd be good. Black Widow parody. They already did a Daredevil parody with that guy, the blind guy, who come down and just claps his ears. That was brutal. That was so fucking brutal.
That was awful. That was awful.
They were like, "Oh, look at him! He's and the disabled demographics are gonna be through the roof, and he's Asian, and everyone loves that, and he's nice." And Homeland is like, "Oh, great, how are you doing? Oh, so do you want to practice a bit? Alright, do you know what happens if?" And then he breaks his ears, and he's like, "Oh, why do I need a fucking invalid on my team?" And he's like, "Ashley, fuck off." Oh god!
Yeah, I forgot about that scene. You forget about how much fucking Homelander fucks with people.
Oh, he's horrible. But do you remember Madeline Stillwell and how she just completely controlled Homelander?
Yeah.
Madeline Stillwell was so good. Alright. I think it's time to wrap.
So do I.
I think
we have been going on for...
We've been going on for a while. But yeah, thanks everybody for hopping on. Make sure to subscribe and follow our Twitch and whatnot. Make sure to catch the next video. We'll have that out soon.
We'll catch us on the next one.
Bye.